Hello, 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 Transurfer and the Transurfing Curious. My name is Renee Garcia, guys, and this is TransurfingTV. And today on TransurfingTV, I've got a little bit of vocal fry. But I'm having too much fun and I don't want to stop. It's not really that bad, but I would appreciate if you guys don't say anything about it in the comments. Some guy's like, dude, I can't believe you're doing videos with a vocal fry. I'm like, what can I say? When heart and mind are coordinated, vocal fry doesn't mean a thing. But anyway, so I'm gonna be probably my voice is doing some funny stuff. But today, part 3 of our 4-part series on slides. Today is visualizing the process. If you missed yesterday's video, I don't want to go through it all again today, but I know there's a lot of questions in the transurfing modality about this part in particular. Vadim says that I should visualize the goal and then I should leave the goal alone and just visualize the process, but drop the means to achieving the thing, and I don't know what to do. And I do admit it's kind of convoluted and mixed up and sort of like this visualization, ambiguous kind of soup that we're swimming in of not knowing where to place our focus. But the very next lesson that I'll do, transfer chains, that's where you should place your focus. The task at hand, moving you down the chain towards the goal. And as Vadim says, the goal is kind of like the backdrop of your visualization, right? It's what you visualize, but you're more like pulling elements of that visualization into your current layer of reality and embodying that version of you actually achieving that goal, rather than visualizing the goal in a way where it's some distant dreamlike thing that seems always out of reach. So I'm going to get into this part of the book, visualizing the process, break it down a little bit further, and then the next lesson will be transfer chains. But before I get started, remember to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and comment and question below. Join us on the Facebook group, the International Transurfing Institute Facebook group. Follow me on Instagram, reality_transurfing. Check out all those shirts, y'all, down below. There's some good ones. Even a little something for the haters down there. And courses, all the course links below if you're interested in taking one of the International Transurfing Institute courses. Okay, so let's get right into it. Visualizing the process. Let us practice this task a little and imagine that your main goal is to get rich. In an attempt to reach this goal, you practice visualizing a suitcase stuffed full of notes. You do the exercise according to all the rules of the third visualization type over a relatively long period of time. Remember, the third visualization type was living in that film, acting as though you are a character, or you're embodying that role of the character in that film. What will the result be from the practice, and when will it show itself? The answer is that there will never be any result. You can practice this exercise every day for the rest of your life, and at best you will see suitcases crammed full of money a little more often, most probably in films. Your chances of finding the treasure or winning the lottery are very slim, and who wants to rely on chance? You will wonder why this is. After all, in your thoughts, you constantly open the case, take out the money, rearrange the notes, stroke them, and all but eat them. If the third type of visualization is more than just a film, what is the problem? And what about the all-powerful outer intention? From the point of view of transurfing, there are 2 mistakes that undermine the example of visualization shown above. The first is that your true goal is not really a suitcase filled with money, Money is an attribute, not a means, and certainly not a goal. We will talk more about personal goals later. For now, we will push ahead. The second mistake is that concentrating attention on the end goal will not move you towards that goal unless you are already just one step ahead from achieving it. Of course, your comfort zone will be widened and outer intention will gradually take effect, but you are not helping it. You have to at least put one foot in front of the other, and yet the fact that you have to act as well as visualize is not the point here, as we are still discussing the practice of visualization. Until now, experience has told you that if you want to achieve something, you have to focus all your thoughts and efforts on your goal. Now you have to forget this idea. As I promised in the beginning, transurfing undoubtedly works, but you have to let go of commonly held ideas and embrace new ones that may seem a little incredible from a more conventional standpoint. We will explain how visualization in transurfing is fundamentally different to other visualization techniques. As you know, desire is the concentration of attention on the goal. Intention is the concentration of attention on movement towards the goal. The driving force behind any action is intention and not desire. Hence, what moves you towards the goal is to visualize the process of moving towards the goal rather than to contemplate the goal itself. Intention becoming realized is a process, not a fixation on one single frame. Although, of course, that does not mean that the goal cannot be part of the mental picture. The mental picture of the goal should serve as the background to the central focus, which is the process. Visualization of the process differs from visualization of the goal in the same way that intention differs from desire. Okay, you get that? Let me read it one more time. Visualization of the process differs from visualization of the goal in the same way that intention differs from desire. So wanting the $1 million, right? This is desire. Visualizing the process with intention is you visualizing what needs to transpire in order for the goal to be realized. This is so valuable. Desire is ineffective. We return once again to the example of lifting your arm. Imagine that you want to raise your arm. First, think about the fact that you want to raise your arm and the result of that desire, i.e., the arm in a raised position. Now lift up your arm. At the first stage, desire is strong, but nothing happens. There is simply a statement of the fact of the desire and a mental picture of the goal, the raised arm. At the second stage, intention is in action and continues to take effect for the whole time the arm remains in a raised position. During this process, the goal is understood to be the final image towards which one strives, but attention must be concentrated specifically on the process of achieving the goal. Finally, to desire something, to imagine oneself at the desired destination is sufficient in the early stages, but to progress any further, you have to move and carry out a concrete process. These comments might seem trivial, but look at the conclusion they prompt us to make. Visualization of your goals is the work of desire, which will not bring you a single step closer to your goal. Your visualization will effectively be a dummy run. Okay, so this is this is kind of like where the rubber meets the road. Are you visualizing what it is you want to the extent that it is merely just a desire? Or are you willing to let in what outer intention is going to bring via you widening the limits of your comfort zone, your belief system, and allowing outer intention in to help you actually achieve the path to this goal. This is what most people aren't willing to do. From what I have seen with people that are really struggling to have something that they want to have, they want to do everything else except actually take the steps. Because let's face it, steps can be a little bit scary, right? Steps can be a little bit scary. It can be intimidating, especially when you don't know how to do something. Or let's say outer intention brings you an opportunity that throws you into an arena that you don't know the lay of the land. This is very common. I mean, in order for you to have something really big and great and grand, you are going to have to be in some situations that might be a little bit uncomfortable, new, different, exposing you to new information, new types of people, new actions, new skills. Maybe you're going to encounter people that know how to do something better than you, and you're going to be, like the one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest, right? You're the limited one. But here's the thing. This is where the visualization helps you. This is where having your goal as your backdrop and living in that visualization of you having that thing, being that thing, doing that thing, embellishing that slide with as much detail as you possibly can, this is going to allow you to feel that version of you so you can trust that you can evolve to that place. And do that thing, learn to do that thing, become that person, go to that place, have that profession, whatever it is. So I know in the last series that I did, I challenged people to go back and take a look at my first videos, and I'm gonna do it again here today. This was incredibly challenging for me. I am a really shy person, believe it or not. And I was super self-conscious. I really didn't feel comfortable with the situation when I first started, but I wasn't comfortable with myself, right? I wasn't comfortable with myself. I wasn't comfortable talking in front of the camera. I wasn't holding the skills that a person needs in order to do these things. I was that one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest. And look at me today. So how I arrived here from there is widening the limits of my comfort zone, having that goal as my backdrop, right? Visualizing the goal. But again, not visualizing just that end frame. Visualizing that goal, feeling that goal, embodying that version of me that has achieved that goal in a way where I can be present, ready, willing, and able, visualizing the process, right? And again, visualizing the process, that doesn't mean everything from point A to point B. It's not that you have to figure it all out right now, because you don't. It's understanding that your world, via outer intention, is going to bring you stuff. And when it brings you stuff, you don't just stay doing the same things that you've been doing day in and day out, not making different moves. This is why my anomalous action challenge absolutely works if you work it. You are improving your cognitive flexibility. So when outer intention brings you something, you're not just either, deer in headlights, scared to make a move because you're so not used to taking action, but also you're not just like in the habit of sitting on your hands not doing anything. Visualizing the process, again, is not about you having to figure out all the points in between point A and point B. This is you understanding that your world will show you the different steps to take, but you're going to have to live in that slide. You're going to have to keep your goal as a backdrop to your slide, so when something presents itself, you're like, okay, I'm visualizing the process. This thing is, and it's not so much about visualizing the process, it's that you're seeing the process. You're seeing the process. Then you're able to do the steps, going down the path towards that end goal. And in the next lesson, transfer chains, which is a monumental part of how I've achieved success in my life. Again, your focus, your attention, your energy, your action, all of those things, you can consolidate all that power into your current frame with the current task, the current thing the outer intention is bringing to you, and you can perfect it and do it all the right way and be effective in your action in that one specific place that you're called to in that moment. And then you move on, and then you go to the next one, and then you go to the next one, and then you go to the next one. And before you know it, you got the money, you got the thing, you are the thing, you're doing the thing, you're having the thing, you're being the thing, whatever it is that you want. It's like you're not going to just be in this one frame right now and then suddenly appear over in this other frame. You're going to move yourself along there, right? And transfer chains, my next lesson, this is exactly how I'm doing it. So thanks again for giving my vocal fry here. One more after this. This is the fourth lesson of this series on slides, transfer chains. It's a powerful one. I hope you will join me. And thank you so much for watching, guys.